and then they sip my non-alcoholic drink as I. And when you meet someone for the first time, let them tell you about themselves. Let them reveal information about themselves. Not you sitting there going like, oh, I had this about you, I had that about you. Like, you don't need to do that to people. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia and I film all sorts of content from food reviews, vlogs, useful tips and tricks that can help you live a better quality life. Today I have a video that's a bit, it can give someone a bit of mixed feelings, and this was something that I was thinking about one day when I was going home from work. You know how people put you in awkward situations and you're just like, that was not necessary, like you didn't have to put me in that situation. I just wanted to discuss like things, awkward situations you should avoid putting people in. Like things that are kind of unspoken, you should know, but it's not very obvious to everyone. And I feel like it's something that needs to be discussed so that the people who are not aware that you're not supposed to be doing those things, it's clear cut to them. And also just as a reminder, because sometimes we make mistakes and we say things or ask people things or do things that put them in awkward positions, but we don't really think about it in the moment when we're doing it. But after that, after the awkward situation happens and you see how someone reacts, you're like, I probably should not have said that. So yeah, let's get into it. The first one that I want to talk about is stop giving people unsolicited advice. What I mean by this is when you see someone going through a situation or someone is speaking about something that they're going through, and instead of listening to what they have to say and kinda judging and gauging what this person wants from you, you decide to start giving the person advice. And they didn't ask. Either one, they just wanted to talk about their situation or say something and they were not really interested in hearing what anyone else has to say, or they didn't even want to talk about the situation. It comes up and you're there trying to tell someone what to do, you know. And sometimes this is usually a projection. If you're projecting, you're going to give them advice based on what you should have done in that situation. Some people, they just want to talk. They know exactly what they should do and they just want to talk. And here you are, someone is telling you what to do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and you're thinking, dude, calm down. Like, I wasn't asking for advice. I was just sharing an experience. And then you leave someone in an awkward situation because someone is left thinking, like that is so irrelevant to me. Why would you think that is how I would do something? So you need to just take a step back and understand when someone is sharing an experience, what exactly do they want? Do they want to vent? Do they want your advice? Do they want your opinion? Or what exactly do they want from that situation? Another awkward situation that you shouldn't put people in is getting angry when you see two people you've introduced hanging out without you or communicating without you. This is especially the case with friendships. Like, for example, you have your own set of friends and your friends have their own sets of friends that are separate from your friendship. There are times where all these friends will meet up in one situation, especially like if it's your celebration, and some people click and get along to the extent of forming like a friendship outside you. They start probably talking a bit more, they start hanging out a bit more, and then when you see these things, you start getting upset and feeling some type of way to the point where you start expressing it. You're showing them that, oh, you're not happy about the connection that they're having and all that. It makes it so awkward for the people. Like, what did you expect was gonna happen? Like, people will meet people and they will connect, and then you shouldn't have a problem with such things, such connections forming. Like, we should be able to be adult enough to be like, you know what, people can exist beyond me, people can have their own relationships beyond me, and that does not take away from the relationship I have with someone. That also means that you need to be a really secure person within yourself to believe that just because someone is forming a relationship with someone else doesn't mean it's taking away from you, doesn't mean this person is not interested in being your friend, doesn't mean this person is viewing your friendship with them less. Like, let people connect, let people enjoy each other's company without necessarily trying to control the situation. And I know this is a very tough one, because sometimes you might connect people unintentionally or intentionally, and then they probably end up being closer than you are to the person who you're connected to, and it feels so awkward, because you're like, how is it that I was close to this person, but over time, after they introduce them, they seem to be having a closer connection than me? But the adult and the mature thing to do is to accept that, sometimes people connect, and you can't really do much about that. You can't really control such a situation, so you just let things happen. Another one that is very awkward is when you have an insecurity about yourself, something that you don't like about yourself, and then you ask people outrightly what they think about the thing you're insecure about. For example, if you have a big stomach and you don't like it, you personally, you feel that you're very insecure about it, you're very uncomfortable about it, and then you ask someone else, oh, do you think I have a big stomach? What do you expect the person to tell you? Like, it's not everyone who is that mean. They're going to be like, yeah, actually, you know what, I think you have a big stomach. Like, why would you put someone in such an awkward situation to repeat something like that? Like, so many people always want to see the positive in people, and they're not going to highlight your insecurities. They look at you as a person and they appreciate you as a person. So when you're asking someone to repeat that to you, why? Like, why are you doing it? And why are you also doing that to yourself? Because you might ask someone that question, like, does my stomach look big? And the person does not think much into it, is not even aware that that is an insecurity for you. And then they go like, yeah, actually your stomach looks big. And you end up feeling so bad. And it's like, why would you want to put yourself in that situation? And don't get me wrong, there are other situations where you're like, okay, fine, I have a big stomach and I'm aware that I have a big stomach, and I'm trying to find an outfit that will fit me, that will complement me, that will make me look better and not highlight my insecurities. And you're asking someone genuinely, does my stomach look big in this outfit? Do you think I need to change this outfit? Do you think I need to get something else? And you're asking for honest feedback, but not a situation where you're trying to get validation from someone. So you're asking them, hoping that they won't say yes. And then when they actually say what is the truth right in front of them, you get so upset and so hurt. Don't ask people to repeat your insecurities if you know it's going to hurt you. Another awkward situation you can find yourself in is when you tell someone something about someone, and you're not anticipating these people will ever meet or will ever be in the same situation. But lo and behold, one day they find themselves in the same situation, either a connecting party or something. And then this person you told goes and repeats it to the person you were talking about. For example, you tell this person, oh, I have a friend who has 3 kids and all that. And then one day this person you were telling meets this friend of yours who has 3 kids, and the first thing or the first few words they say is, for example, oh, I heard that you had 3 kids. Where did you hear I have 3 kids from? Like, I've never met you, I've never spoken to you. And then you, now the person who said that information, you're left there feeling so awkward, and you're thinking, oh my god, like, this is so awkward, this is so embarrassing. How can you now start getting angry at the person who said that, because you're like, how can you say that? Like, you were not supposed to say it, or I didn't even expect that you would say it. And now you start looking like you're a gossiper, you start looking like someone who reveals things about people, and it's just a whole awkward situation. So number one, please don't try and not put yourself in that situation by speaking about other people behind their back. And number two, if someone comes and tells you something about someone, as long as not the original person has not revealed this to you, you have no business going and repeating that to the person and putting the person who told you in a very awkward situation. And now they're trying to salvage the situation. They're trying to explain how this happened. They'll start having doubts in their head, thinking, how did you know that information? What else have you told people about me? It starts becoming a whole issue. So you just need to be mindful. Just be a person who keeps quiet, minds their business, You don't have to repeat everything that someone says. And when you meet someone for the first time, let them tell you about themselves. Let them reveal information about themselves. Not you sitting there going like, oh, I heard this about you, I heard that about you. Like, you don't need to do that to people. It's okay to know things and pretend like you don't know. In fact, pretend like you don't know this person, you've never heard about them. This is the first time you're getting to know the existence of this person. You don't need to be revealing such information. Nah. Another awkward situation that a lot of people are guilty of is talking trash about your partner to your friends, to your family, and then expecting your friends to just act like nothing is happening, like they didn't hear anything. You know, there's a difference between you going through a difficult situation and you're talking to someone about it and you're being respectful, you're being cautious with your words, with how you're explaining a situation, versus you are just talking trash about your partner. You're not even thinking that you're still with this person, you're probably gonna stick to being with this person, you're probably not going to end that relationship. And then you expect your friends to just always act like nothing is happening, like they haven't been told the most horrible things about this person. Like how long do you expect human beings to act like nothing is going on? So you just have to be mindful. If you're communicating or venting about a situation, you don't need to take it to a whole new level. It's not even always about partners. Sometimes it's even other relationships that you have in your life, your friends, your family, and all that. In a moment of anger, you speak so much trash. People have emotions and they'll have reactions to some of the things that they're saying. So it's only for so long someone will pretend that, oh, I'm so happy to see you, I think you're an amazing person, but at the back of your mind you're thinking, these are the things I've heard about you, and I don't respect you, I don't have any high regard to you, I just think you're a horrible person. And at some point it might come out, with the way they're behaving towards that person, with the way they're acting, and they're thinking, nah, I can't continue pretending that I'm happy with you as a person because of the things I've heard about you. So you just need to be mindful of such things. And if you feel it's getting to a place where you cannot stop talking trash about someone, you probably need to go to therapy now. Another awkward one, which is pretty common actually. When someone lends you money, please, if you agreed to return the money at a particular date, can you please do it? If you can, if everything is okay, please return the money without someone having to ask you. And the worst of this situation is when you know the date is coming closer, but you're not saying to the other person that, look, I know I promised I'm going to return the money on this date, but things are happening, I'm not going to be able to stick to that commitment, please give me some time. So the person is left thinking, okay, the date has come, has passed, I haven't had anything. And then now you put someone in an awkward situation where they have to come and ask you, oh, when am I getting my money back? What am I going to do? And you don't know the situation someone is in. Sometimes people, when they give you money, they're making a huge sacrifice on their part to give you, but they are heavily relying on you returning the money. At the very least, you should give someone a heads up and be like, look, I know I promised to return it on this date, but I'm not going to be able to do it. Just so that the person is at ease and they don't have to go through that awkwardness. Isn't it better for you to communicate that I need more time, or I'm not able to return at this point, or I genuinely cannot return the money, and that way the awkward conversation comes from you rather than the person who gave you the money, because they also don't want to look like they're just so stringent with their money that any little money they give out they're asking. A side note to that is, if you give someone money, try and give money that you're not going to have a problem with if it's not returned, or give an amount that you think you'll be okay with not getting it back. Another awkward situation, which is asking people, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have another baby after having 2 babies? Why? Why are people still asking this question? Especially our generation. I think it's very clear and evident to people that relationships are difficult to manage. if you're trying to have a healthy relationship, if you're trying to have a healthy marriage, if you're trying to build a healthy family, it takes a lot of work, effort. Everybody tries to do their best, but relationships don't always work out. And you're there busy asking questions that people don't even have answers to. You know, sometimes, especially when it comes to when someone is going to have a baby, how is someone supposed to answer such a question? Sometimes you're trying to get a baby and your body is just not getting pregnant. Or sometimes you just don't want to have another baby or have a baby. And you're constantly being put in an awkward situation where you have to ask to explain yourself all the time. Like, why do we feel the need to be asking such personal questions? You know, like, you don't know what people are going through. And when this point really hit home is when I realized that you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. Sometimes someone could be in a situation, for example, they're in a relationship or in a marriage that they don't want to be in, and they're not able to come out, and they're holding back on some of the things that they're doing. For example, they don't want to have a baby because they don't feel comfortable, and they probably feel like, oh, I probably got myself in a relationship or a marriage that I don't want to be in. How do you expect someone to explain that to you? And you're busy asking, when are you guys having a baby? When are you guys having a child? Or someone, they can't have a child, they're going through IVF. Why should someone have to explain that to you? Because you constantly have to keep asking, you know. It's very awkward. And when it comes to when are you getting married, I don't even know what to say. Like, we are past the point where people are being expected to get married by a certain age, by a certain time. And by now, everybody should get with the program that people are going to get married when they want to, when they are ready, when they feel they want to do it. Constantly asking people when they're going to get married is just uncalled for sometimes. And I'm speaking especially to people who are close to such people. You know your friends, the things that they're going through in life and the things that are happening. You as a friend, you should not be constantly asking your friend a repetitive question, especially if they made it clear that, it's not happening now. I want to take my time with this decision. I want to take my time to decide to have a child, or I don't want to have a child. And then somehow you get amnesia, you forget the conversations you're having with your friends, and you keep asking them the same question. Like, surely the society and the world is asking those questions unsolicited. Then you as a friend, you want to burden your friend with the same thing. Like, what are you doing? Where is your understanding? Where is your compassion? People don't have to tell you why, when they're going to make certain decisions, period. The final one that I want to talk about is stop giving people's contacts without asking them. Stop giving out people's numbers without letting them know. Stop putting people as references without giving them a heads up. Stop referring people to other people without letting them know. There's nothing as bad and as rude. You're getting a phone call or you're getting a text message and no one gave you a heads up, and you're just awkwardly having a conversation with someone. You're trying to understand, where has this come from? Where has this person come from? And you would have saved someone the awkwardness by simply giving them a call, a quick text, and be like, oh, someone is asking for your number. Someone needs this. Can I pass over the number? And when it comes to job application, especially, and references or property, like when you're looking for somewhere to rent or whatever, and you need to give someone as a reference, just because someone agreed to be a reference for you 1-2 years ago doesn't mean that person feels the same way in the current times. So it's always good to check in with people and find out where they're at. Sometimes you could be missing out on a job, you could be missing out on a property you're trying to apply for or something you're trying to do, because you're putting people as references that are not interested in helping you out anymore. They've moved on, or sometimes they've even forgotten about you, or they have nothing much to say. And then when they are contacted, first of all, they sound so confused, and they're already giving a bad image to whoever the person is that has contacted them. You need to be keeping these relationships going. If you're planning to use people as references for a while, or those references you believe are very strong and you'll need them for a long time, it's good to check in with people. just to keep that contact so that when you need to put them as a reference, it's not the biggest shock ever. Anyway guys, that's all I had to say about this topic. This video was very awkward to film because some of these points are very cringe and you're thinking, okay, I already feel awkward talking about them. And sometimes you've also put people in awkward situations and you just think back, you're like, that was not a good situation to put someone in. But it's good to talk about these things because sometimes you forget or you think it doesn't matter, but it really does. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you guys next time. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you've got any other awkward situations you've been put in, please comment them down below in the comment section so that we remind ourselves the things we should not do and we should do. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.